Hey folks, we've been talking about these whistleblowers on Whiting Forensic Hospital coming forward, and it seems that one of them is a state rep. So bear with me and we'll talk about it. I want to put a document on screen, this one. This is from a whistleblower, but she's in fear of her life seeing that Kane was found dead and he's an auditor for the state. And listen to what she has to say. Okay, she's not disclosing everything she's been talking about, but yes, her name is Stephanie. So, I hope this is an email, by the way, to Tong, our Attorney General. Now, the fact that his response was get a new job to a whistleblower complaining about theft, you really have to wonder what's going on here. Now, Tong is a disaster. So let's keep that on screen and let's talk about this. I'm under duress. She was asked to print COVID-19 vaccine cards for people who were not vaccinated by the state. Does that mean people at the state don't trust the vaccine and they want vaccine cards when they're not willing to take the vaccine, knowing that it's a pathogen? Wow, that's powerful stuff. Okay, I'm told Jay Patel is her supervisor. Dr. Elizabeth Tillman is her supervisor at Whiting Forensic Hospital. She doesn't agree with anything they say or do. Oh boy. Start to read this. She was asked to perform an illegal act. So she wrote the Attorney General about creating false vaccine cards and much more. This is just the tip. The iceberg is gigantic. So here we go. She's a pharmacist for Tobias Wasser at Whiting Forensic Hospital, where we have two other whistleblowers and now a third and her. So we're at 4 now. Why is she receiving drugs from Safecore Health and Cardinal Health to the doctor himself at 70 Holmes Drive in Middletown, Connecticut? The DEA number, which is required for controlled substances, she made Tong aware that the pharmacy license was cut up. Samantha Cadle, DEA agent, told me that the DEA central fill license was taken out of business. So here we go. We have a maximum security prison with no license. If I had questions, I should speak to my supervisor. We have been receiving excess amounts of drugs, including very expensive antipsychotic medications. The Cardinal Health Order Express mobile app, which is a thumb app, which is not a terminal, computerized terminal, there are returned for credit. In other words, bought and paid for drugs, which they supply a federal receipt for, get payment by the feds, then they return the drugs they ordered for credit to the doctor. Wonderful. The drugs are overstocked or the patient was discharged. Now, there's a question about a cancer patient right now that is remarkable. They return a tote in the hallway, not even under alarm, but outside the alarmed pharmacy in the egress. So they take drugs that they ordered and return them. Hey, I need Michelle's phone number again. I took it down yesterday, but I can't find it. I want to call him. You want to text it to me?
Yeah, I'll text it to you.
Or you could tell me. You want to look and tell me?
No, I can't do it at the same time, so I'll text it to you. Give me a minute.
Super fantastic. Enjoy.
Okay.
That is our disabled advocate who's working for many patients in Whiting who were falsely accused. One of her patients was 18, now 36, spent 18 years on a crime he did not commit. They released him for one day and he was rearrested. Why? He went to a daycare facility where he was being watched by the mother, and the mother accused him of, I don't know, something having to do with 2 children. But we are told she put him up to it to get the insurance money and sue the state, who the state settled for $5 million, I believe. It's a problem. Okay, so on 4/19/21, the pharmacy at Whiting placed $286,211.19 in one day. A good portion of those drugs came true credit memos from Cardinal Health. The credit does not account for the payer 639518 who bought it, and the payer is listed as Dumas BT, Department of Public Health, shell account 410, Capitol Avenue. Of course, the problem here is that that is Annie Lamont's account at SEMA 4. So, Annie Lamont is paying employees to steal from the state and steal from the federal government. That's what it looks like to me, through SEMA 4, just like managing offshore pension funds with no accountability. Holy moly. I have made numerous inquiries about my concern with my employer, Cardinal Health, Safecore Health, who order bulk bottles from Jay Patel, the supervisor, who now David Michelle is asking me about because he is chair of the disability and prison system bullshit. Well, I don't know how much I should share with him because he totally screwed the pooch on the Barrier murder with full knowledge the kid was tasered to death, and he covered it up. So David Michelle, as nice as he might be, is totally incompetent, unethical, and a slime bucket. So we no longer have to order all our drugs from Cardinal Health, and we buy directly from Safecore Health, by emailing Safecore a list, though the invoices are still showing accounts set up at Cardinal. So it sounds like she's getting drugs from Safecore, and they show up on the Cardinal bill, mobile application called Cardinal Health Order Express. Well, so I guess it's a nationwide scandal about Democrats stealing money to pay for medical. So I guess my question is, with new clozapine REMS program, why are under the doctor's name being Tobias Wasser, who applied for our DEA license with controlled substance licensing, which was turned into Whiting Forensic Hospital controlled substance registration with the same number as Tobias Wasser's number. So specifically for the pharmacy, I thought I was unsure. It is the DEA number we use to purchase drugs from our wholesaler. I made many officials aware of this at the time. I knew what was happening. I contacted Wasser, the clozapine REMS program, If we are not registered with Tobias Diamond Wasser gets paid by Yale New Haven Health, and yet he's a registered over the inpatient pharmacy at Whiting Forensic Hospital. So Yale New Haven Health pays the doctor at the prison stealing drugs, submitting them for reimbursement, and notice his middle name, Diamond. His aunt runs the 5 major hospitals in New Haven, who is also a Democrat. So it looks like, how will the clozapine be purchased for the Cardinal Health Federal 6801-58739? Can we order drugs from a foreign limited liability company as a Cardinal Health invoice? Are those drugs FDA approved? Wow. Now here we go. Timothy Anderson in Hartford on regarding being asked to supply handmade COVID vaccine cards. She made falsified vaccine cards and told Timothy Anderson, the special investigator, under tongue. And it's illegal. I am in jeopardy of losing my job because the things I'm being asked to do are illegal. I have recently received discipline for calling a physician about a patient's medication. Okay. This patient was diagnosed with cancer, and since he's a Republican, he was denied his medication. And for 5 days, that is, chemotherapy treatments. Because she's claiming that Republicans are being killed and Democrats are being medicated. The takeaway is that I'm being targeted and punished for trying to report what I keep getting written up for and treated terribly by my supervisor. Now, the fact that she went to Tong as a whistleblower and his office said, hey, find a new job instead of protecting her, really calls Tong into question, doesn't it? I got a written discipline by Dr. Wasser for failing to perform my work, which was illegal. On-call provider about his patient with cancer. Now, by the way, this patient had a court case listed in the judicial website that showed the complaint that the court disclosed confidential information, not this lady. Today I have another alleged rule violation. Rule violation occurred the week of 10/22/21. Wasser is trying to have me written up and ultimately fired to make me go away. I'm not sure if my supervisor... Well, you really need to look into the union rep whose Black Lives Matter to understand that Yale has a bunch of thugs in the union to beat people up. And she questions in the beginning that seeing that the last state public account auditor was found dead, she's concerned she'll be found dead. I don't blame her. Setting up phony COVID cards for patients at Whiting. It's all recorded on camera. This is one of her many letters, I might add. We also admit patients on floors designated as Dutcher South 1. Now, I know someone in Dutcher South 1, and I know someone who just left Dutcher South 1. He was falsely accused, Sam Migliore, in the Stanford Superior Court, sent there by Judge White, which was illegal. It was a felony on the judge, and we tried to have the judge arrested, and that hasn't occurred either. It seems that they're not properly designating who the patients are and what floor of the prison they live in. It seems problematic. Percocet are now patient-specific. I am told to fix this issue. I do not know why I'm given these privileges. I'm not the supervisor or the Pi 6 system administrator. I have let my supervisor know this. Maybe there is a diversion or billing going on since we have the same system shared with Connecticut Valley Hospital Pharmacy. This all goes back to the Heather Summers of the world who want to build a new hospital at a substantial sum. She's a Democrat, though a Republican senator. She's a rhino. I know my days are numbered, but I will never stop being ethical, law-abiding pharmacist who is competent, and Jay Patel, Dr. Liz Tillman. Okay, Wasser. We're gonna go down the rabbit hole on this, folks. And when I go down the rabbit hole, there's no coming back. You gotta wonder who's on the board, how many have been fired. 17 employees at this hospital were fired for beating up patients. 17 recently. That means every patient is at risk. If they're stealing $250,000 a day in drug money, and they're putting it in the doctor's name, and it's a Yale doctor, and you look at who else is on the board, let's go and look at who else is on the board, folks. You ready? You following me? Here we go. Cheshire. Murder of daughter and wife. Home invasion murders. Click. Two burglars broke into Cheshire in the dark, terrorized the family for hours, and killed a woman and her two daughters. Jeffrey Hawk Pettit, right here, this guy, claims he was knocked unconscious while his two daughters and wife were burned up in their house. He's on the board of Whiting Forensic Hospital.
Hey, John.
You gotta wonder, yeah,
The dumpster's gotta go out.
I went. I did it.
Oh, you did it? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
cool. So, thanks.
The rest can go tomorrow, whenever.
It's all good.
That's gotta
There's
go
not
out
much
at
left.
7:30.
Bye. Well, Dr. William Pettit Jr. is on the board of Forensic Hospital Whiting. Joshua and Stephen Hayes. Let's look at that. Pettit. Board of Whiting. Now, why is the husband and father of those murdered kids on the board of Whiting? Committees forwards Whiting bill to Senate. Hold on. Public Health Committee approved a bill, accountability, and rectifying a disgusting abuse by state employees of patients at Whiting Forensic Hospital. So the guy whose wife and daughter got murdered, the uncle, Connecticut Valley Hospital, while they were working over patients, and stealing drugs. You wonder why David Michelle. Let's go to David Michelle. David Michelle, Chair of Mental Health. Yukon Health, Mental Health. Here we go. Executive team. Oh boy. Hold on a second. David Michelle, State Rep of Stamford, Whiting, Chair. David Michelle, House Democrat. There he is. Juneteenth. Pride Month. Children's mental health signed into law. Let's see what the man has to say. Proudly serving Stamford. Mental health and behavioral health needs. Chair. Overseeing. Oh, Transportation Committee. 5G. Wonderful. Let's call him. I think I just got texted his phone number from a contact I know. Hold on. Meredith. Boom. Hey, Johnny, can you call me? Let's get the number, call him directly, and get him on the line. Maybe we'll follow up with a phone call to David Michelle about his involvement in stealing millions of dollars worth of drugs while he's chair.
Mailbox number.
Let's call it a day. I'm at 23 minutes. This is a whistleblower, multiple letters, and the whole explanation about who's a criminal at Whiting Forensic Hospital, and the fact that Tong told her to get a new job when she blew the whistle. Holy moly. Wait till you see who's been murdered, folks. It's a long list.